Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So today in this video I'm going to show you how to apply for a temporary resident visa from inside Canada when you have got a study permit. So consider a case like you came here as a student and then you file extension for your study permit and you have been granted the study permit. Now you want to apply for TRV so that if you go out of Canada you can come back in, because of course your study permit is not a travel document that allows you to travel, so you need a visa for that based on your country. So that is why I'm making this video. Alright, so before I proceed further, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe right now, because I regularly upload videos. And if you have any concern, any question, anything that comes in your mind, feel always absolutely free to ask that. This is your own channel. Alright guys, so let's proceed. So consider there is an Indian student, his name is John Smith. He has been approved for extension of his study permit and he has got it, and now he is applying a TRV for this. So he has logged in into his MyCIC account. This is the first step, or in other terms the GCK account. If you don't know how to create it, like the link is included in the description, just follow it. Alright, so he clicks to apply to come to Canada. Scroll down, he has option visitor visa, study or work permit. He clicks on it. What would you like to do here? Study. How long you are planning to stay? More than 6 months. What code matches on a passport? So he's an Indian citizen, so he has an Indian passport. He is in Canada, so he selects Canada. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? No. Whatever is applicable in your case. And moreover guys, I'm not a licensed ICCRC immigration consultant. This is just based on my knowledge and my research. So if you are taking any portion of this video as a reference for your application, do it at your own risk, because I cannot take any guarantee or any ownership of any result that comes out of it. So I'm just trying to help, but I don't hold any guarantee. Alright guys, so next is date of birth. So let's say he was born in 1995. Okay, is this correct? 1995 means now he will be 26 years of age. So let him make 22, then 22, and then 325. So 96 will be good. I'm just considering a sample case. 96 January 1st. Next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid US citizenship or immigration? So are you a green card holder? No, he is not. What is your current immigration status in Canada? So he is a student. Is he married? No, let's say he is not married. Province of destination, let's say Ontario. All questions need to be answered as per your case. Study permit, so he got two options: study permit in Canada or temporary resident visa to return to Canada. So he is applying for TRV, so he selected TRV. Describe your situation. He has a study permit, whatever is applicable in your case. In past 12 months, have you gone for any medical exam? No. Designated country or territory? Let's say no, in past 6 months. Do you want to work in the following jobs? Healthcare, clinical laboratory, patient attendant? Let's say no. Do you want to submit an application for family member? Let's say no. Are you giving someone access to your application? Let's say no. In past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint? Let's say yes. There are fees associated with your application. Are you paying the fee or are you fee exempt? Yes, he'll be paying the fee. Why not? Are you able to make a digital copy? Yes, he can. That is why he is applying online. Are you gonna pay the fee online? Yes, that's why he is applying online. Okay, here you can review all the answers, and if everything is okay, you can click on continue. Again scroll down, click on continue. You can read all the steps. Now comes the system generated auto populated checklist. Okay, so out of this, like what you can do is, like, you see instructions. So this is link. If you click, it's gonna very clear. If you are applying for postgraduate work permit, you must provide a final transcript from a school that comes from community study. If you are applying for a visa to return to Canada and you have a valid work or study permit, you must submit your recent school server transcript. Okay, so I guess you already have it, like in this case, so just upload it. I'm gonna upload some sample files here and then we'll fill this form. And these are optional documents, but I strongly recommend you submit all of them. So I submitted this sample document here. Of course, I'm not gonna submit the final application. Canadian work or study permit. So we have selected that he already is a student and he has got study permit. So that you need to upload. Again, I'm gonna upload a sample file. Again, I uploaded a sample document. Proof of next term enrollment. You must provide official proof from. Okay, so I have updated all the mandatory documents, but except this form. So now we are going to go through the form. Once we are done with the form and we upload it, we'll see the next option. So let's go and start with the form. Alright, so application for visitor visa, temporary resident visa. So UCI, unique client identifier, because we the base of this case is like the person John Smith already holds a unique client identifier, I mean a study permit, so definitely he has applied before, so he has a UCI, so put that. So I'm just putting a sample. It's like 8 or 10 digits. I want service in English. Visa requested. Let's go to the drop down. Visitor visa. Personal details, family name. So let's say his name is John Smith. John. Have you ever used any name? No, he hasn't. He is male, and let's say he was born on 1996 0101. Place of birth, New Delhi, country, India. Citizenship, India. Current country of residence, he is in India. Status, he is a citizen. So in past 5 years, have you lived in any country or territory other than your country of citizenship or your current country or residence? No. Whatever is applicable in your case. Same as the country where applying, yes. Your current marital status, so he is never married, so he is single. Have you previously been married? No. Because he's from India, so let's say his native language is Hindi. Are you able to complete English or French? English. Okay. Have you taken a test from a testing agency to access professions? So because he's a student, so I select yes. Passport, alright. So I'll put a sample typical Indian passport number. Country, let's say it was issued in India. Issue date, let's say it was issued in 2017. And a typical Indian passport, we all know, is valid for 10 years. Okay, so then it will go to 2027 0109. This is how it works in most of the cases. Do you have a nationality document? So when I applied for my first visa, or in many visas, when I was not a Canadian citizen, instead I was an Indian citizen, in various forms in this question I selected yes, and I provided my PAN card details and it was accepted. And in India nowadays there are many other documents like Aadhaar card or voter card that can be used as well. So I'm just writing a sample. And I had explained this, so I had no issue anywhere. Issue let's say 2014 it was issued, 0809, just sample. Are you a green card holder of USA? No. Alright, let's go down. Current mailing address, let's say he's living at 1 apartment 1 Torontonian Street. He's living in, this is just a sample address guys, this doesn't exist. Toronto, country Canada, province Ontario. Residential address same, yes. So because he is in Canada, so he has a telephone number, yes. Let's say he has a cellular number, 666-666-6666, sample. He has an email address, no email at noemail.com. Sample guys, this is not my email account, so don't send an email to me because it will not come to me. Details of visit to Canada. So he is a returning student. How long you are planning to stay? So let's say he applied for his study permit and it is valid, I mean it has been issued like okay, let me give some background. Let's say his current study permit is gonna be over by Feb 28. So his next study permit is from March 1st 2021 till March 1st 2023. So this is what I am gonna write. Funds available, let's say I'm writing name, address of an institution I will visit. So he's a student, he will definitely visit. So I mean definitely he'll go to study. So let's say studying in Toronto IT College, that's his institution. Relation, you can see college where enrolled. Address, I'm writing 10 Toronto Street, Ontario. Just sample guys. Education, have you had any post-secondary education including university? Yes. Highest level. So let's say recently he completed his masters and now he has applied for his PhD. So let's create a profile. He was in 1996 born. So let's say at 18 years of age, which will come in 2014, he studied in India for 3 years for his graduation. So in 2017 he got graduated. Then he worked for 2 years, like till 2019, and then 2019 he came and he did his masters. So recently let's say 2021, from this, so I'll say 2019 01, field of study, let's say Masters of Science in IT, whatever is applicable in your case. Let's say I'm writing Toronto IT College, city, town, Toronto, country or territory, so Canada. The moment I selected Canada, province became enabled. Alright. Employment. Give the details of employment for past 10 years, including if you had any government held position such as civil servant, judge, employer, hospital, administrative employer, security. Do not leave gaps. If retired, not working or studying, please indicate. If you are retired, please provide the 10 years. So this is for the current activity. So he's studying. So let's say he's studying from he's still studying, like his course is gonna be over. Oh, I'm sorry. 2019-01. So Toronto. Oh, college. Whatever is applicable in your case. Okay, so past 10 years they have asked. So before 2019 he was, you can even include this date also if it's going on, if it is applicable. So I'm just putting the information like from let's say 2017 June to 2019 December. Let's say he was working occupation, so he was like an IT junior consultant, and he was where he was studying, he was employed, let's say New Delhi IT company, city town, let's say New Delhi, country India. Okay, so we have gone till 2017 June we have gone. So but we have to go till 2011 because 10 years. So let's say from 2014 May till 2017 May he was studying, and he was studying at New Delhi IT College, city town New Delhi, country India. Okay, now a lot of people ask this question that there is if they need more rows, what can they do? Because case by case, not everything can be combined in just 3 rows. So I have done some research, and what I have found, like people those who have got it approved, what they did, they made the similar table and included in their client information letter, and they provided that to IRCC with the explanation that why they could not enter all the information here, and it was there and it was accepted. So that you can also do. Alright. Within the past 2 years, have you had a family member who had tuberculosis? No. Do you have any physical mental disorder that would require social and or health services other than medication? No. Whatever is applicable in your case. Have you remained beyond the validity of your status, attended school with authorization or worked without authorization in Canada? Let's say no. Have you ever been refused a visa, work permit, denied entry, or ordered to leave Canada or any other country? No. Whatever is applicable in your case. Have you previously applied to remain in Canada? Yes, he has applied because he had a visitor visa application which was approved, and he is already in Canada. So provide all the details. I am just writing some text here because this is just a sample. Like you need to provide that explanation. Have you ever committed, as arrested, or been charged or with or convicted of any criminal offense? No. But it does not look good, right? So I'll write like I applied for a student visa number, it was approved, and I have been studying, living in Canada, and now this is my second application. Such details, whatever is the case. Just want to give you some more touch. Did you serve in any military militia? No. Have you ever associated any political party? No. Looting or discussion of religious building? No. Do you consent to be contacted by ICIC in future? Yes. Date you can put here. Signature of the applicant you can put here. I'm sorry, like signature of the applicant means like for online applications you don't need to sign it physically by printing. You sign it electronically at the end, that I have already shown in different videos. For paper application you need to print and sign, but this is an online application, so don't need to put any physical sign. Click on validate. Okay, validation is completed. So now you're gonna save this whole page including the barcodes, and then that needs to be uploaded here. Then once you do that, you get the next link to do the payment. I'm not going to show you how to fill this 5257 schedule one because I'm going to include a link in the description. Client information letter is very important, although it's optional. In this case, when you don't have enough rows, then definitely it's even more important. So once you write all that, then you can proceed to the next step and make the payment. So thanks for watching this, guys. I hope you like this video. Make sure you give a like, comment, and if you have any concern, any question, anything that comes in your mind, feel always absolutely free to ask. Thank you, guys.